law does not frown at that. I hope you understand. Because it's really your company, so you decide to sell. You sell your company worth 1 billion naira, sell it to your company for 1,000 naira, and that's the end. So let's move on. Now we go to the fourth solution. The fourth solution has to do with government. Government has also made provision to solve some of this problem. Generally, when somebody dies and like that, the chief judge of the state has some role to play because they try to supervise everything. That chief judge is just an office that it covers all government, judiciary and everything. Because when you are processing your document, it's the judiciary you go to get your letter of administration and even to process your will. All those things are done at the judiciary. And because of that, the chief judge plays a very important role. But many persons have suffered because of that 10%. The government now set up a department in the Ministry of Justice. That department is, the head of that department is called Administrator General. When you consult your lawyer is supposed to guide you through on how to enjoy some benefits. Because you don't I mentioned 10 billion naira as an example. You don't have 10 billion naira. You can now go to the Administrator General with your counsel so that they will be the one to manage your property. They will become the executors. I hope you understand. Because they are the executors, you don't need to pay 10 kobo to them. They will use their own resources to process everything. Then when they get that resources, they will collect the money from source. That is what government did, because a lot of persons have suffered. And the Administrator General also does another good thing. When there is crisis in your family, take for instance, there is a troublesome person in your family who is trying to take everything, just go and report. They will be the one to handle that person, not you. You just go and sleep. And let me just add something very important. There is a disadvantage to the Administrator General managing your property. They don't do things based on natural way or seniority. Take for instance, you have 10 million naira in your account. You're a graduate. Your sister, let me use a sister, is in secondary school. Sorry to disappoint you. She will inherit more than you. That's how they operate. They focus on who is in need. They'll say, you're a graduate, go and sort yourself out. We'll give you, out of that 10 million, they can give you 2 million. The remaining money, they'll invest it to make sure this girl also become like you, to become a graduate. So, anyway, they have limited time. Anyway, I should end about now. So, based on this, you need to have this kind of understanding so that you might be able to make progress in anything that has to do with inheritance. Because if you don't, you will make mistake because you did not put your house in order. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tokoni Wokoma, for that erudite presentation. Can we give him another round of applause, please? Thank you very much. Please, you may have your seat. You may have your seat, please. All right, I know that many of us, we have been agitated and we have questions to ask. Don't worry. You will ask those questions, but not now, because we want to move straight into the next lecture. However, before we do that, let me share this very funny story with you. I was invited to a church to preach or speak on this same thing, and I ended by making an offer to the men in the church. And I said, the first 5 men that will meet me after the program, I'm going to make their wills for them free. So some men came to meet me. And I asked them to come to my office so that I could get the details and prepare the will on the spot. Till today, I'm still waiting. It's more than 10 years. None of them have shown up. So please, let's take these things seriously. And lest I forget also, please, you can write your questions down and just lift them. I will pick them up from you. In addition, there will be counseling all through next week on the issues we're discussing today, except for Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. So on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, senior pastor and our father will be here in his office counseling. So please, if we can take your questions today, they will be treated on that day. So make sure you don't miss this golden opportunity. Before I invite our next speaker, the last speaker said something about taxation, and I know many of us are wondering. In case that's your question, let me just quickly say this. Thank you. If the money in bank is pension, you don't pay 10%. I know many of you have been victims, especially at this customary court here. I had an experience. A client came, her sister died, and the lawyer who was doing the work was being asked to submit 10%, whereas he had paid all the estate fees. So she was no longer comfortable with him. And she told her elder brother, who happened to be my classmate in secondary school. So he brought her. So by the time I finished talking with her, when she told me what was really going on, we went to the customary courts at Obio here. So when I talked with them, they were insisting. They said, yes, we have to take I said, this woman had just died, and that's pension. And under the law, you were not supposed to charge 10%. They insisted. At least I helped her. The money grew to another 1 million. But the day I threatened them that I was going to report them to the registrar of the court, as I was going to the office, they called me back and said, no problem, sir. We are going to sign the document. On the spot, without paying 10%, the money was, the papers were released, and she went to the bank and so sometimes we act out of ignorance, and that's why this kind of program, you see, I've just given you legal advice worth 500,000 free of charge. Can we clap for Jesus? All right. Now our next speaker, Dr. Emeka Onachukwu. When I saw this profile, I asked myself certain questions, whether I have really started. He will be our next speaker, Dr. Emeka Onachukwu, PhD, will speak to us on products for future security. Dr. Emeka Onachukwu is the founder and president of DevelopU and the immediate past president of the Port Harcourt Chamber of Commerce. He is a former elected council member of NASIMA and also the regional vice president, Coalition of South-South Chamber of Commerce. He is a board member of the Nigeria-Niger Republic Business Council, the Belgium-Luxembourg-Nigeria Chamber of Commerce, Nigeria-London Business Forum, and the Nigeria-Slovenia Business Council. He's a renowned global conference speaker and workshop facilitator. Dr. Onachukwu is a petroleum engineering graduate from the University of Ibadan with working experience at Schlumberger. He also holds MSc in economics, specialization in international trade, and a PhD in trade and development finance. He is a certified trainer on inclusive market development and value chain intervention by the International Training Center, ILO. I thought somebody would be clapping by now. I have not finished though. That is chapter 1. As a consultant, Dr. Onachukwu is one of the foremost consultants in enterprise development and finance, investment, agribusiness, development, finance, and exports. He consults for the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Bank of Industry, and other development banks, facilitating assessing of intervention funds. He also consults for some commercial banks in Nigeria on the marketing and management of some of their agribusiness, commercial, and retail loans. Dr. Onachukwu is also a consultant to the Lagos Commodity and Futures Exchange and a member of Commodity Brokers Association of Nigeria. He is a certified consultant for the Industrial Training Fund, ITF, and renders business development and mentoring support to SME.